How you doing, guys? I know it's been a very long time since we've last seen each other, but there'll be another video about that later on, like in the week or so. But for now, let's just get right back into it with a nice heavy metal review. Alright guys, so today is a review, and I've actually never done a review before, so if I babble on too much about how amazing, what we're talking about is too amazing, just let me know and I'll hopefully chop it down in futures. Today we're talking about GloryHammer, Space 1992, Rise of the Chaos Wizards. Now, for starters, that title, buddy, if you're a fan of GloryHammer and you haven't heard this album, why not? What's stopping you from getting it, mate? Seriously, if you're a GloryHammer fan, you're gonna love this album, even if you don't even need to hear it, and you'll just, oh yeah, it's a great album, because you know they're a GloryHammer fan. It's when people start asking you questions about the songs, that's when you need to get rid of it. But anyway, GloryHammer are a Swiss power metal heroic, oh god, it's a long title, Swiss fantasy heroic power metal band or something like that. And basically what they consist of is storytellings out of Scotland, fantasy storytellings throughout the kingdom of Fife and Crail and Dundee and all them cool places that people like me have obviously been to. So, GloryHammer formed under, if you know Ailstorm, and the singer for them, Christopher Bowles, however you want to say it, he formed a side project named GloryHammer, and I reckon it's one of the best decisions he's ever done. This album is the follow-up to the 2013 album Tales from the Kingdom of Fife, which told the story of a valiant hero named Angus MacFife going through a quest to save Dundee from the evil wizard Zargothrax, who is the bad guy in this whole fantasy world of Scotland. It's a fantasy story, but it's in real life places. So it's cool. I like it. Each band member portrays a persona, we'll say, like a character, while they're on stage. Like the singer Thomas Winkler, he plays the valiant hero Angus MacFife himself, and the Christopher Bowles Ailstorm man, who plays the keyboards in GloryHammer, plays the part of Zargothrax, the evil wizard Zargothrax. And throughout each song on the album, he voiceovers certain like little things that just make you be like, come on, what's the fight gonna be like? So like I said earlier, if you're a GloryHammer fan, you're gonna love it. If you haven't heard GloryHammer before, and like you've just heard the name and who they are and what they do, and you're starting to wonder if not they're actually a true band, they are. They legit, they go on tour and they play shows and they play festivals, but nowhere near where I live, of course. Only the big acts come here. The only difference between this album and the first album is the first album was on Earth, and it was 1,000 years ago, or thousands of years ago. Hundreds and hundreds of years. So a lot of time has passed between these two albums. So one of them is just on Earth, and the other one is in space. So like, if you can imagine it, the first album is Lord of the Rings, and the second album is like Star Wars, I reckon. I heard GloryHammer like I found the song Angus MacFife, and immediately I was hooked. I was like, this is cool, because one thing, it's heavy metal, which is cool. It's power metal, which is actually my favorite genre. It's about fantasy, which is cool, like swords and stuff. And then I can't even comprehend it. I can't even put it in words. Like, talk about over the top, but nah, this isn't over. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering why I've suddenly gone so pale, it's because I'm so cheap and I use the sun as my lighting. So when it goes behind clouds, and if I just disappear. Overall, like straight away, the name should be enough to draw you in. Space 1992, Rise of the Chaos Wizards. It's great. Okay, track listings. Track 1 is called Infernus ad Astra, and all that is like a minute orchestral piece introducing, well, not really introducing, but just getting you hyped up for the second track. There's a voiceover of Zargothrax, and he's just saying that war has returned to the galaxy. But yeah, that's track 1, short orchestral piece. Track number 2 is the title track, and it's called Rise of the Chaos Wizards. And talk about a punch in the face as soon as it starts. Boom! The bass drums are going, the choirs are going, and it's just all happening, and then the vocals come in, and it's really nice. Like the way it all flows, and it's good and powerful, and there's a good, nice, catchy chorus, which at the end gets lifted up by a tone, so it's like, it goes from G to A, and so that's cool. Like it's a single, so it's nothing outrageous, it's not long, it's like 4 minutes or so, but it's a good 4 minutes. You get immediately hooked on that track. I listened to it for about 6 times in one day because it was that good. Track 3 is called Legend of the Astral Hammer. And so what this song is pretty much about, it's saying that the Chaos Wizards have risen, they're around, so we need something to defeat them. Oh, there's this Astral Hammer everyone's been talking about over the years, the legend of the Astral Hammer. So let's go out and find it, pretty much. Okay, cool. Now straight away, it's this one's harder. This song's harder. Like it's more metal than the other one. Again, there's a nice choir. There's choirs all over the place, and a nice powerful chorus with a few different octaves through different things, levels. I don't know. It didn't stand out for me as much. Like, you listen to it, you think that's cool, but for me, it didn't make me want to play it 6 times in one day. Unlike the next track. Track 4 is called Goblin King of the Darkstorm Galaxy, and it sounds like something out of Labyrinth, but it's from Zargothrax's Eyes. That's right. Yeah, it's Zargothrax going to the king, and going to the goblin, and he needs this key, which we'll find out later. He needs it for a portal, a space portal that gets you in between realms. It's really cool. Now this track was indeed a key one for me, because immediately you hear if you're a fan, you hear the Ailstormness coming out of it, like that. I was gonna say jazzy. It's not jazzy at all, but like you can dance to it. I reckon. Like, it's got a beat and it's got a tune, and it sounds like something Ailstorm would write, but just without all the folk instruments. Like, you listen to it, you definitely hear what I'm talking about. And like I said, it's a key track because of that factor, I think. And the lyrics are cool, and for me, it's easy to sing. There's a bridge section, which is really fun. Yeah, overall, like, that track's good. Now, the next track, track 5, is called The Hollywood Hootsman. And I think, for me, it's the weakest song. It's powerful, like, it's thrashy, and it's good, but it's not my favourite. Like you know those songs you listen to when you hear the intro, you hear it start, and you think, nah, skip it. But like after the first chorus or whatever, you'll be well into it. It's one of those. I'll hear the intro riff and just think, but give it a bit, and yeah, before you know it, I'm off with it. It is a good song. Like, overall, the way it's written and how it works and everything, it is. If you heard that, that's just my phone. Don't worry. Yeah, it's really good, but like, it's not amazing. But don't let that put you off. Trust me, it's cool. It's all right. Track 6 is called Victorious Eagle Warfare. Now again, like the Goblin King, this track stood out to me because of the chorus. It reminded me of Hail to Krail from the first album, and again with the high notes. I love high notes, so it's like, yes man, this is what I've been waiting for the past 2 years. Ever since I found out that you guys were making another album, this is the kind of stuff I was waiting for. Victorious Eagle Warfare, very cool, very, very quick. It's only like 3.5 minutes, I think. I could be wrong, maybe it's a bit more, but it's like straight to the point. It could be a single. I'm surprised it isn't, but yeah. Again, that was a track that I would indeed listen to 6 times a day. Yeah, not much more to say on that one, really. Just very quick, very simple, powerful as if bricks were falling on you. Alright, how's this for a track title? Track 7 is called The Quest Lords of Infernus Ride to the, how do you say it? Galactic Fortress. That's right. That's completely what it's called. And at first, I didn't like it. I don't know why. Like, maybe I just wasn't listening to it properly. But then I heard it again, and I thought, nah, this one's cool. It's a longer one. It's like 5 to 6 minutes, possibly. And it's like, it's got a cool chorus. Like, it's nice and powerful, like the Chaos Wizards chorus. It goes up again at the end. But in between this song, there's like a nice breakdown of backing vocals. I won't say choir, but backing vocals. And they talk about how this unicorn needs to show us the way and lead us to the ultimate fortress. And it's like, yes! If only Dio was around, he'd be so proud singing about rainbows and unicorns and stuff. Yeah, like there's a nice chorus, and again, it's just... I just keep saying the same thing, but like, that's what it is. It's a powerful album. The entire album is powerful. And it's like, it's the funnest 50 minutes of your life, I swear to God. You just put it on, lie down, and shut your eyes, and just watch it in your head. It's so good. If I was into film, I reckon, like, if I knew people who knew people, I'd push it forward to be like, guys, this is a film right here. Or at least a book, even. I like to write, so like, you could write it. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing. Track 8 is called Universe on Fire, and it was released as a lyric video. It's different than everything else on the album. It's actually quite different. Like the Hollywood Hootsman, it is a weaker one on the album. Like, I'm glad they released it, because like, it's like Iron Maiden. They tend to release their worst songs as singles. There'll be people who hate me on that, but that's how I feel, and I feel GloryHammer did the same thing. They picked the most catchiest and the most commercially looked at song, and was like, yep, we'll do it. Don't get me wrong, it's cool. I'll happily blast it and sing it out loud, but like, it's not the first song I listen to. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, again, a tone up at the end, so it's nice and triumphant. That's a nice word. Yeah, it just takes you to the stars, and takes you to the stars, and yeah. See, before you know it, like you're on track 8, Universe on Fire, and you've only got 2 songs to go. So like, it's not a mission to sit down and listen to this album. You can do it like that, and and then you move on to track 9, which is called Heroes of Dundee, and it's still metal, but it is the ballad of the album. If you know the first album and Frozen, what's it called? Frozen Tears of the Princess, something like that. And like, it's slower, but it's still metal. This is like that. It's slow, and but it touches you deep, man. Again, I didn't like it when I first heard it, but then I went back on it and was like, yeah, it's actually alright. And then you get put into this epic final song, track 10, which is called Apocalypse 1992. And pretty much like the last track on the last album, the Epic Rage of Furious Thunder was about the Knights from Krail and Angus on his dragon and Zargothrax and his team all coming together to fight it out. And this is practically the same thing, except it's in space. And you've got dwarves helping him, and you've got the Hollywood Hootsman who does this, and Angus does that, and Zargothrax is just going absolutely nuts. And it's like, I tell you what, you listen to this exact song in your car, and you drive on the motorway where there's like 4 lanes on each side, 4 lanes going one way, and you're listening to this song. The way it's sang and the way the voice is going, it makes you feel like you and everybody else around you is on pursuit to fight. I swear to God, do it. Do it. And it reminds me of, it sounds exactly like something out of Star Wars, you know, like the beginning of Revenge of the Sith. All these people are in their carts in space and they're just firing off missiles, and it's like, oh, it's so good. And then the song comes to an end, right? And it has the Zargothrax voice saying things, like, and it's got the same melody from the first intro, the Infernus ad Astra bit. And it's done, right? The only way to save the galaxy is to destroy planet Earth. So obviously Angus doesn't waste any time. He gets his hootsman to fly back down, and he blows up Earth, and he kills everybody, you, me, and your dog, and he kills them. And then Zygothrax is like, rightio, that's done. He opens up his space portal from the Goblin King that he got earlier in the album, and he escapes through it to another realm. And Angus Fife sees this, and he follows him. The portal closes, the song ends, and that's the end of the album. And it leaves you hanging on one of the biggest cliffs in heavy metal ever history. And we're waiting at least 2 years to see where Zygothrax and McFife end up next. So guys, if you've managed to sit through me talking about every single track and not feel like you want to experience this, okay, all good, I don't mind. When you find something new and you love it so much and you want to talk about it, this is just what I'm doing. I listen to it how many times, and I need to tell someone about it. And if you've lasted this long, cool, thanks a lot. Go get the album. Even if you can't go get it, just go listen to it on the internet, and you'll be hooked for life, I swear to God. Overall, I'd give this album an 8.5. The reason it's not higher is because the final track needed a better ending. Like, it's just going, and then it stops. It's just like, where's the epic dragging out bit? But anyway, can't have it all, can you? So, 8.5 out of 10. GloryHammer, Space 1992, Rise of the Chaos Wizards. Go and check it out.